Hello, friends. Welcome to the show. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Whoop. Whoop is a fitness tracker that I wear every single day, 24/7. It measures my heart rate, measures your heart rate variability and your resting heart rate, and it gives you actionable information, real feedback on how your body's doing, how your body's recovering, strain, how much you're recovering from sleep. I love it. I wake up every morning, I check it. It tells me what my sleep recovery is. It tells me how much strain I've had during the day. It lets me know whether my body's recovered from previous workouts. So instead of guessing, it gives you real information. It shows you how much stress your body should take on for working out and how strenuous your day is. You can know how much sleep you should get and how well you did sleep. It's real-time information. And the insight Whoop provides is next level. It is absolutely the best fitness tracker that I've ever used. And it can let you know how behaviors like taking CBD, drinking coffee, or certain diets can improve your sleep and recovery in a way that's personalized so that you can understand how to better optimize your behaviors. For anyone looking to build healthier, smarter habits, Whoop is a no-brainer. And for listeners of this podcast, Whoop is offering 15% off with the code Rogan at checkout. Go to Whoop, that's WHOOP.com, and enter Rogan at checkout to save 15%. Get to know yourself on a deeper level. Unlock yourself with Whoop. We're also brought to you by the motherfucking Cash App. The Cash App, the number one app in finance in the known universe, and the very best way to send money between your friends and family without having to hold on to paper cash. Paper cash, like a fucking caveman. You don't need that shit. The Cash App is also the best way for you to buy Bitcoin. With the Cash App, you can automatically purchase Bitcoin daily, weekly, or even bi-weekly, known in the industry as stacking sats. Sats is short for Satoshi, who is the legendary person who created Bitcoin. No one knows who it is. That person is he's like the Banksy of cryptocurrency. I should say she or he or they. No one even knows. Bitcoin is a transformational digital currency that acts as a decentralized peer-to-peer payment network that's powered by its users with no central authority. Wouldn't it be great if the whole world worked like that? Yes, it would. I'll answer for you because you can't talk back. Well, you can start with Bitcoin and if you want to start with Bitcoin, start with the Cash App. And of course, the Cash App you can use for many things, but when you download the Cash App, enter the referral code Joe Rogan, all one word. When you do that, you will receive $10, and the Cash App will also send $10 to our good friend Justin Wren's Fight for the Forgotten charity, building wells for the pygmies in the Congo. We're very, very honored to be a part of this program, and through it, they have raised a shitload of money and built several wells, and they're in the process of building several more right now. So it's a win-win situation. Don't forget, use the promo code Joe Rogan, all one word, when you download the Cash App from the App Store or the Google Play Store today. We're also brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the host of my website, joerogan.com, and it is an awesome resource if you need to get a website. You don't need to have somebody do it for you. You can do it yourself. Squarespace has got that shit dialed in. They have a simple, easy-to-use drag and drop user interface and beautiful designer templates that will allow anyone with rudimentary computer skills. Can you drag a folder around on your desktop? Can you do that? Can you add a picture to an email? Yes? Well, congratulations. With those skills, you can make a fucking amazing website with Squarespace. You can use it to sell products and services of any kind, as each website comes with a free online store with powerful e-commerce functionality that lets you sell anything online. You can customize the look, the feel, the settings, the products, and more with just a few clicks. Everything is optimized for mobile right out of the box. Built-in search engine optimization, free and secure hosting, nothing to patch or upgrade ever, and 24/7 award-winning customer support. And I use it, and so does Duncan Trussell, his website, Squarespace. Doug Stanhope, his website is Squarespace. So many restaurants and artists and musicians and comedians. It's just an awesome way to build a website. and they'll let you try it for free. What? Yes. Head on over to squarespace.com/Joe for a free trial. Then when you are ready to launch your amazing new website, use the offer code Joe to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. And last but not least, we're brought to you by CBDMD. This is an easy ad for me because I use their products every single day. I could read the shit that's written here, but I don't have to. I'll tell you what I love. I love their CBD gummies. I take them every day because it's like I'm eating candy, but it's good for me. I've had all sorts of aches and pains, and I'm telling you, CBD is one of the very best things I've ever found. And CBDMD's THC-free products are superior. They are fantastic. I love their tinctures, their oils. I love their creams that I rub on. I love the CBD Recover. They have CBD bath bombs. It combines soothing scents like eucalyptus and lavender with 100 milligrams of premium CBD, and it's the ultimate way to relax, regroup, and recharge. And then they have CBD PM. It helps you sleep, bitches. That's right. It blends 500 milligrams of superior CBD with melatonin, valerian root, chamomile, and other sleep-promoting ingredients to create a powerful and effective sleep aid. Bottom line is CBD is fucking awesome, and CBD MD has the best CBD in the world. And to make it even easier for you to try it, JRE listeners will get 25% off your next order when you use the promo code Rogan at checkout. So once again, that's cbdmd.com. Use the promo code Rogan at checkout for 25% off your next purchase of their superior CBD oil products from CBDMD. All right. My guest today is an American whistleblower. I'll read his... My guest today, I'm going to read his Wikipedia. He's an American whistleblower who copied and leaked highly classified information from the National Security Agency in 2013 when he was a Central Intelligence Agency employee and subcontractor. I think you know who it is. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who I think is a hero. Please give it up for Edward Snowden.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Good to see you again, man.
It's good to see you. Thanks for having me. It's been like a year since
It's
we
been
last talked.
like a year, believe it or not. You look exactly the same, and the studio looks exactly the same. You might be on another part of the world. No one knows.
Yeah, it's just my apartment that I rent. You know, I don't like to give out a lot of information about where I'm at and that kind of stuff. So it's
Very
just
smart.
A plain wall that I've got the lights down low, so it looks kind of a nice gray. At least I think it's nice.
I think it's beautiful. It looks amazing. First of all, congratulations on the recent ruling. Was a 9th District Court of Appeals. Is that what it was? It said that what you exposed with the warrantless wiretapping was, in fact, illegal. And there are many people that are calling for you to be pardoned now.
Yeah, it's so much has happened. This ruling, this is actually not the first time the federal government has, or the appeals courts have struck down some of the federal surveillance programs as unlawful. But this one is really important because it happened from an appeals court. It wasn't from a single judge. It was from a panel of judges. And what they had ruled was that the NSA's bulk collection of Americans' phone records was illegal. And this is the very first sort of mass surveillance program that I and the journalists really the news was broken back in 2013. So this is a huge victory for privacy rights. What it means is there was this provision of the Patriot Act. Like, remember the Patriot Act? Remember like a zillion years ago?
I do.
Everybody was like, oh, Patriot Act, Patriot Act. Your friend Alex Jones, you know, I think he was worried about the Patriot Act.
It's a terrible name. There's a real problem with that name. Because if you're against the Patriot Act... It's like against babies. It's like this is the Pro-Baby Act, but meanwhile, Pro-Baby Act, they get to look through your email. You know what I mean? It's like the word patriot is attached to that in a very disingenuous way. Like calling that the Patriot Act is it's really creepy that they could do that. It should have like a number, like Bill A1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can debate the merits of it. It's just so much propaganda attached to that name. Like the Patriot Act.
This is one of the funny things because it should be a warning for anybody who's in just anywhere in the country and they hear on the news they're talking about like the Save Puppies, Act. There's actually one that's they've been trying to push through recently, which is basically outlawing meaningful encryption from the major internet service providers. Like if Facebook or Google, for whatever reason, got out of bed in the morning and they actually wanted to protect the security of your communications in a way that even they can't break. Like right now, Google and Facebook, they do a great job keeping other people from spying on your communications. But if Google wants to rifle through your inbox, right, if Facebook wants to go through all your direct messages and give that to the federal government, like you tap one button and boom, they've got all of it. It happens every single day. Well, companies like Facebook have recently realized this is a real problem for them because first off, they get all these censorship demands that you've seen where like there's deplatforming requests. And if it happens in one country, right, like if the U.S. Government is allowed to decide what can and can't be said by this person on this platform, or the U.S. goes, look, we got a court warrant. They said, or a judge said, we think this person's a criminal. We want you to hand over everything you have on this person. And they do it, right? Facebook does this. Well, guess who's next, right? The Russian government shows up at the door the next day. The Chinese government shows up at the door the next day. And if these companies don't play ball, they get shut down in that country. They can no longer operate. And so the idea that a lot of them have that they've considered, and this has actually become a bigger thing in the COVID crisis, where we start talking about like contact tracing. These companies want to know where everybody is at all the time so they can hand this over to medical authorities or whatever. There's this idea called end-to-end encryption. Which what it means is that when you send a message, when Billy sends a message to Bobby, Billy and Bobby both have the keys to unlock that message. And it could be sent through Facebook. It could be sent through Google. It could be posted, on a bulletin board in the town square. But without that key, which the people who run the bulletin board, right, the people who own the bulletin board, Google, Facebook, they don't have that key. Only the phones at the end, the laptops at the end, the people who own those, they're the only people who have the key. So if somebody comes to Facebook and says, we want to see that information, Facebook hands over the encrypted message, right? And Facebook goes, well, here you go. Here's our copy, but we can't read it. You can't either. Now you've got to actually do some work on the government side and go get that key yourself. And then you can read it, right? But we can't read it. Congress is trying to stop the basically proliferation of that basic end-to-end encryption technology. And they're calling it like the Child Online Predator Act or something like that, where they say it's all about protecting the posting of like child exploitation material and really, really horrible stuff. But that's not actually what the law is about. The law is about making it easier for spies and law enforcement to reach deeper and deeper into your life with a simple warrant stamped by any court. And the funny thing is, this never used to be the way law enforcement worked in the United States. I mean, when you hear about a warrant, what does that mean to you? What can the cops get with a warrant?
Well, usually I think it means that they can come in your house and search.
Right.
The real issue with warrants when it pertains to encryption, like when you're talking about the Child Safety Act or whatever they're calling it, anyone would say, yes, we have to stop child predators. But the problem with having the ability to use something like that to stop child predators, in my eyes, I start thinking, well, if I really wanted to look into someone, what I would do is I would send them some malware that would put child pornography on their computer, and then I would have all of the motive that I need to go and look through everything. Like, say, if they were a political dissident, if they were doing something against the government, and you were someone who was acting in bad faith, and you decided, okay, we want to look into this guy, but we don't have a warrant. What are the laws? What can we get away with it? Well, we have the Child Endangerment Act. And so because of that, we're allowed to peer into anything. but we just have to have motive. So we have to, do we have motive? All you'd have to do is, and we both know this, it's very easy to put something illegal on someone's computer if they're not paying attention. It's very easy to install, like you could send someone a text message that looks like